There's no arguing that people love their cars.
We weren't arguing.
They talk about their cars, sing about their cars. Some people even look like their car. Whether it's an old car, new old car, fast car, family car, electric car, race car, two-wheel car, no-wheel car, or a car you know's parked around here somewhere. People who love their cars love to tinker with them. Some people tinker big, some people tinker small, some people tinker some degree between those two variables.
Whose voice is that?
And that's where Supercheap Auto comes in. We've been helping people tinker for 50 years. For people like Bill, Lucy, Kevin, other Kevin.
Oi, get off my car!
Didn't catch this guy's name.
It's Kevin.
Not Patrick. He doesn't shop with us. Whoever you are, whatever you drive, we'll help you make it super. Because super is our middle name. Well, technically it's our first.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 3 of the Supercheap Auto East Coast V8 series, coming to you tonight from the wonderful circuit in the Emilia-Reggiano region of Italy from Imola. Tonight, I'm John Van Ree. With me, I've got Mark Duggan. How are you, Mark?
Very good, John. Good to be here. Love this track. V8's love this track. Should be some exciting racing. 2 races tonight, so I hope the viewers and the drivers all enjoy.
Yes, we got a 60-kilometre first up race after qualifying, followed by a 100k race with a compulsory pit stop. And big shout out to Steve Murray in the chat already. So the boys just on their outlap at the moment. Have a quick look at this famous circuit. Of course, we start on the start-finish straight on the variant Bassa, and then we come down into the famous Tamburello, or the variant Tamburello, because it's now got a chicane in it after the passing of Ayrton Senna. And then we head down into the variant Villeneuve through turns 5 and 6, and then down through the famous sweeping corner Tosa, where we head fast up the hill to Piratella and sweep through down the hill into Aqua Minerale at turn 12. And then we come back up the hill into one of probably the hardest chicanes to get right, the variant Alta. And then we come all the way down the hill into Rivazza 1 and 2, and then back onto the start-finish straight through the variant Bassa again. Very, very technical track, beautiful undulations. And as Mark said, one of the great tracks for the V8s. So looking forward to seeing what the boys can do tonight. Of course, one of the big things tonight is, as mentioned earlier, after the winning round 1, James Scott is not with us this evening. So James obviously off on his holiday. So it'll be very interesting to see how the boys go, and to see if Brady Myers from TTR can take it to these Synergy lads.
Yeah, it's a shame Brady, James Scott has got to take a holiday. We always enjoy watching James race, but I'm sure most of the other drivers will wish he stays on holiday. But yeah, Brady Myers would have to be one of the favourites tonight for sure. No James Scott here, but he has got plenty of competition from the drivers like Thomas Freeman, Cameron Jones, Tom Freer, all the Synergy Sim Racing boys. They're all competitive. The Fishy boys as well. So he won't have it all his own way, but I think he would have to be one of the favourites. He's also got Blake Warboys. So there's plenty of competition, but I think, you know, he's definitely going to be one of the favourites for the night.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing how he goes. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Fishy boys go. I know there was a fair genuines of Fishies racing here at Imola on Sunday night in the SRW series. And I know Thomas Freeman was very quick. So looking forward to seeing what Thomas can do tonight. As Briggsy's set the fastest time for the first lap through. We saw Hobbo bail out early into the pits, so he must have picked up a 1X very early on in that out lap, on that first lap. And I guess the other thing with qualifying to mention tonight too is we stopped dead on 15 minutes because we've got heat formats. Big shout out to Sean Rigby. Jordan Ross is his prediction for pole tonight. And Hoff is about to head off to work, so Hoff is missing tonight. WK&P boys, good luck. A bit happening already on track. So Gamble in 3rd, Johnston 4th. Connor Nixon's done well. He's got himself sitting 5th at the moment. And Dave Kirby from Fishy. I did say keep an eye out on these Fishy lads. So Kirb's sitting in 6th. And I will put up a link in the chat, speaking of Mr. Kirby. Yeah, he's in a little bit of fun time at the moment. His wife has just had brain surgery, so yeah, it's good to see Curbs on the sim. Yeah, and hopefully the sim racing community can get around and show a little bit of support there as well. I will get the link up in the chat so everyone can support the Kirby family. Yeah, great cause.
Yeah, wish Dave and all his immediate and surrounding family well. He's a great guy, runs a great stream. He's yeah, one of the genuinely nice guys on iRacing, and yeah, wish him all the best.
Yes, boys are all about to line up again and head out on out laps. And definitely looking forward to seeing how these guys go about their business here.
Yeah, you can't afford to really mess around too much because you cannot tow. So if you make a mistake on a lap, you've got to get around, get to the pits, put new fresh tyres on your car, and then get back out there under your own steam. There's no escaping back and getting it done quickly. You've got to get there under your own steam, and yeah, you can't afford to have too many errors, otherwise you're going to end up in all sorts of problems.
Let's jump on board with Curbs here as he heads out. Now what, just jump back on. Briggsy's out on track. Briggsy's still sitting in pole. He's on an out lap at the moment. Warboy's just sitting behind him by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, he's only 6/100ths behind, so there's not a lot in it there at the front top.
Little off he had in the safety car on Thursday night. I did hear a rumour that there was an off track by Blair. Yeah, I did hear that one. That yes, Blair Van Reed doing the safety car duties in vets, but still not as good as the old-time favourite Cam Veacock at Sunset. I think that'd be very hard to top, getting 14,000 Twitter likes for a little whoopsie.
Nothing like your 15 minutes of fame.
Don't worry, Cam still lives by it, don't worry. Anyway, Briggsy here on a fast lap by the looks. See what he can do.
Looks pretty busy out there, John. Very hard to find your bit of space to get a lap in.
Yeah, that's half the battle. Interesting to see how this one pans out towards the end. He's looking quite controlled here. And I've just chucked up the link for the Kirby family. So yeah, click the link, have a read of the story, jump on the GoFundMe page. Very worthy cause. That's in the chat on all streams. And coming down into the Rivazza 1 in the second Rivazza. What can Briggsy do here? Because Jordan Ross has knocked him off. Briggsy crosses the line. Now, and he doesn't improve. So Jordan Ross, that was the hot tip from Sean Rigby, that Jordan Ross will be in pole. I reckon starting pit lane, Sean, you'll miss all of the action.
Brady Myers just about to finish his lap by the look of it, John.
Coming across the line, what can Brady do? Slots himself in the 5th. And someone off on the grass in front of him there. So,
Brady probably not going to have enough time to get another lap in, I don't think.
going to be a struggle. I think you're probably only going to see Ross Warboys. Jaden Russell might get one in. 31 drivers have set a time at the moment. And we've still got another 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers have set a time. So still a bit of work to be done here by a few of the boys. Another full field of 40 drivers tonight.
Yeah, you not a easy track to get right for qualifying, and very easy to get an off track around here.
And of course, coming into Tamburello on lap 1, turn 1, it's very, very common to see a coming together of 2 or 3 cars. So just keep an eye out. And the other battle is getting yourself into these chicanes without getting the slowdowns. Big slowdowns, big off tracks around this place. And also very easy to drop a wheel as well. As we jump on with Warboys now. There's someone doing the shortcut back to the pits behind him. Of course, Warboys on an outlap. Ross on an outlap as well. And Jordan just to start his last lap. Remembering again that the time goes dead at 15 minutes. It's not a case you've got to be across the line in 15 minutes to get your last lap in. Over the minute 40. This will be the last lap, I reckon. 2.5 minutes to go in quali. What can Ross the Boss do? No, he's a bit of a crowd favourite out there. Calls it how it is. Had a bit of bad luck last season with his wheel not working for him. Having to wait for a new wheel to turn up. But he looks like he's flying on this one, Mark.
Yeah, he's in good form this season. He's been right at the front of most races, so he's carrying some good form, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him hang on to the pole here.
He's got some purple sectors. It's always a good sign. Coming down to the Rivasa complex, turn 1, turn 2. Always nice to peel off, loses the slip. Crosses the line, goes purple again. That's a quicker time, a 1:41.081. That is impressive. Let's jump on with Warboys. What's Warboys up to? Not showing me any sector times, unfortunately. Coming down there, here we go. Yep, Warboys already falling behind here. Go purple in the first sector. Warboys coming across the stripe. And improves slightly. Still sitting behind Briggsy. Hobson's improved as well. Scotty Gamble now shuffled down to 5th. There's Scotty still on track.
Damien Johnson shoots up to 5th spot.
Great effort there from Damien. There's still a few boys to set times. Of course, Rigby we know starting from pit lane. We've got Borella, Freya and Doble. Freya looking to do another one of his big dashes from the back. And that's the end of the 15. As I said, she stops dead.
They're going to be difficult for Tom Freer in a race as short as this first one.
I think so too, Mark. I think he'll struggle. Let's chuck this grid up and have a quick look. So we've got Jordan Ross, the boss from Synergy Sim Racing, alongside the former champ Adam Briggs from Synergy as well. Blake Warboys breaks up the Synergy chain, sitting in third on the second row with Brenton Hobson. Damien Johnstone, who we just mentioned, great result from him from Synergy, sitting himself in fifth. Scotty Gamble in sixth from WK&P. Brady Myers from Trans-Tasman Racing in seventh, alongside the first of the 9.5 Sim Sports drivers, Cam Jones. Connor Nixon from Vermeulen Motorsports sitting in ninth, alongside Fishy Motorsports, Dave Kirby. Anthony Goldfish from Accelerate. Anthony Goldfish, I'm in trouble now, big time. Anthony Visma from Accelerate Sim Racing, sitting in 11th. I'm going to get a drive-through this week in Vets. Michael Whiting, the big fish from Fishy Motorsports, sitting in 12th. That's where I was going. And continue on down this grid. And Timmy Melford from Phoenix Racing in 13th. That's a great one from Timmy. Jamie Dyke in 14th, back again from working night shift, trying to get back in the swing of it. Thomas Freeman from Fishy in 15th. That's a bit of a surprise to me. Troy Maguire in 16th. Ollie Patterson in 17th from Vermeulen Motorsports. Christian Smart from Synergy Sim Racing in 18th. 19th is Dave Coleman from Fishy. Craig Schultz from 9.5 in 20th. Matty Brunt from Synergy in 21st. Simon Mezamo is with us tonight from 9.5 Sim Sports in 22nd. Just in front of Blake Delaney from Fishy Motorsports and Kyle Stokes from Synergy Sim Racing in 24th. Great to see Kyle back in the rig. Haven't seen Kyle racing for a while. And we jump back in. Zach McDonald in 25th from 9.5 Sim Sports, alongside Synergy Sim Racing's Matty Mascord. And then Jaden Russell from Synergy Sim Racing alongside Platinum Racing's Wayne Sheedy. Josh Drage from WK&P got a time in the end in front of Funky Miller from Fishy Motorsports. 31st is Michael Schroeder for his first outing from Accelerate Sim Sports at East Coast. Jai Schultz from LCR Racing in 32nd. Blair Van Ree from WK&P in 33rd. Spaghetti Arms Racing's Scotty McKenzie in 34th. Chris Blanchard in 35th alongside SAR's Jason Dunn. And then in 37th, we have Matty Monday from Fishy Motorsports. And then we've got Tom Freer, who didn't set a time. Brad Dobell, who didn't set a time. Ash Borella didn't set a time. Sean Rigby starting from pit lane. And then we have Sebastian, who is our race control, and Richie Borella, who is driving the safety car and assisting in race control as well. We have an epic grid here, Mark. Looking forward to seeing what the boys do here.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Jordan Ross can sustain the pace he's got for qualifying in the race. Brady Myers on the third row of the grid. So, yeah, or fourth row. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It will be very interesting to see how these guys play this one out as well. As don't forget, it's 13-lap dash, 60 Ks. No compulsory pit stops. Lights are on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Green
reds.
flag.
We've got green flag. We are away. It's a great start from Jordan Ross. And by Briggsy. Briggsy already tucking in behind. Warboys going single file into the corner in third. And it looks like Hobbo tucked in. And Johnstone slipping in front of Gamble as well. Connor Nixon already up 2 spots. Myers down a spot. Cam Jones. I think everyone's gotten through Tamburello safely, which is great to see. But this battle's starting to already hotten up here as Briggsy already having a look on Jordan Ross. A little bit of a squirm from Warboys behind. Going through Tozer, now heading up to the Piratella. It's a great start from Jordan. I think he'd be pretty happy with that one. Cameron Jones a bit further back, too wide, coming into the Piratella with Connor Nixon. Very tough spot to play too wide through there. Coming down, this is the battle of courses for 8th. Coming down into Aqua Minerale. And they're back into single file line. But Jordan Ross definitely getting a good start here. As we come through, incident involving 28-14, 1-2-1. Jaden Russell, Borella, Dunn and Blanchard is noted. We might just see if we can pick that one up on the replay. So not sure where that was, but coming down into the Rivasa. And Jordan,
Very good. Sorry, John. Very good start there from Jordan Ross. Brady Myers was a little bit slow to get away. Did get passed by Connor Nixon, but then managed to force his way back past Connor. So he's back into his starting spot.
Yeah, weirdly, we're seeing the top 12 cars are all where they started, which is a very interesting starting situation. we haven't seen too often in East Coast. Just going to jump into the Supercheap Auto replay. I think this might be the incident involving Borella. So someone coming back on. A little bit of a push off by Dunn, I think. Both cars getting back on the track. So leave that one up the race control to sort out. As Briggsy now starting to put a fair bit of pressure on Jordan Ross. This battle definitely hottening up. Of course, only doing 13 laps in this first race, no pit stops. Four boys comfortably sitting in third, and a little bit of a gap now happening back to Myers. I might just jump on Brady, just try and see what's going on there. As that looks like Briggsy's gone off. Adam Briggs has had an off at Aqua Minerale. I think he's overshot it. Let's quickly have a look on the replay.
Soon as you look away, John.
Always when I do, isn't it? Yep, straight off on the grass, too hot into the corner, opens gap up for War Boys. That'll be a slowdown as well, out of memory. So that will hurt a fair bit. As Gamble having a look at him now as well, and Myers has gotten himself through into fifth, up 2 spots. So Jordan Ross has now got a second on War Boys. That gap definitely opening up. War Boys starting to break out a little bit from Hobson. As War Boys, as Ross sets the fastest lap of 1:41.706. So racing incident with that incident we looked at with Borella. These guys battling on pretty hard here. So some good little battles a bit further back. Thomas Freeman's up 2 spots already. Nicely tucked up behind Dave Kirby. Michael Whiting is just in front of these guys. Michael Whiting is about 2.5 seconds back from Anthony Visma. So Visma rounding out our top 10 all by himself at the moment, in a bit of a gap. And then looking a bit further back, Tom Frere's only made up 6 spots. So as you said, didn't expect Tom Frere to be jumping up the order very quickly, as that was Kyle Stokes off in the background. Scotty Gamble under a fair bit of pressure from Cam Jones now.
Yeah, it looks like Brady Myers is struggling a little bit tonight, John. Just doesn't seem to quite have the pace of the SSR boys at the moment. For the folks at home, the track temperature is 22 degrees at the moment, so pretty cool conditions for the boys compared to the last few rounds we've had, where it's been up around the 45-50 degree mark, so they'll be enjoying this cool track, I'm sure.
Definitely seeing some quick times with that. Sorry, button. And these guys absolutely cracking. You can see Scotty Gamble under a lot of pressure from Cam Jones. Just going to go back up the front. War Boys is now under pressure from Hobson. So Brenton, our 2 times champ from the past. Of course, our current champ, James Scott, not with us this evening. But Hobson here keeping the pressure right on. This is the battle for the podium for P2 and 3. It allowed Ross to get away just a little bit and open that gap out to over a second now. So definitely battling along back in here. And then we might just go back and have a look at Blake Delaney, someone we haven't mentioned. Wayne Sheedy is up 7 spots. So Wayne just in front of Delaney here. Delaney getting a bit racy, having a look. Going through Piratella. A great undulating circuit, this one. It's fantastic to see it back on the Formula One calendar. And really looking forward to seeing that we get on with everything.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't get to see the Formula One guys race here, I don't think, this year. It flooded from memory.
Yeah, that's correct, yep. But he's back on the calendar. I actually had a holiday booked where I was going to do a track walk, but then along came COVID. nicely located in the Po Valley in Italy. It just might jump back up. That gap's closed a little bit. Warboys has managed to close a little bit on Ross, but Hobson's still all over the back of him. John Stone in that battle as well. Brady Myers has dropped off a little bit. And Brady now starting to come under a little bit of pressure from Briggsy. Of course, Adam started on the front row. I did have that off track.
Yeah, Adam will be a little bit dirty on himself. He just made a uncharacteristic mistake, and yeah, ended up off track and lost four or five spots. So he'll be ruining that, but he's a determined driver, and I'm sure he'll fight back as hard as he possibly can. Tom Freer definitely not making the ground he normally makes, even though we're only on lap 5, so he's still got a few laps to go, but yeah, very short race to try and start from the back and make your way into any sort of competitive position for race 2.
We have got a great little battle pack going on here. This is back with Zach McDonald, Wayne Sheedy. I think Funky Milliwater has gone off in the background there. This is a very hotly contested little battle pack. A lot of two-wide racing going on between Matty Mascord and Zach. You can see the boys at the back there using all of the circuit coming into the Rivazza. And Cam Jones has just got past Gamble. Nice little overtake coming down the end of the main straight. Connor Nixon looking to get into this battle now as well. This is the battle for 7, 8 and 9. You can see the curbs on this track make it difficult as well. You can see Gamble bouncing off that curb, losing traction. Wood battles everywhere. A couple of little gaps have gone through. We've got a drive-through penalty for car 13. So Zach McDonald for contact with car 31. So I believe it's Kyle Stokes. So that might have been that incident where we saw Stokes off in the wall earlier. And might just have a quick look at the incident involving Funky Miller as well. As I said, they were battling pretty thick going into the corner up here. Of course, in the variant Alta, he's just had a spin by himself by the looks. Back to live picks.
Yeah, a couple of interesting names inside the top 10 there. Anthony Misma doing a good job in 10th position, so he's found his race legs again, which is great. Connor Nixon doing a great job as well in P9, Scotty Gamble P8, Cam Jones P7. So yeah, good to see the likes of Anthony Visma and Connor Nixon entrenched in the top 10 there.
Of course, Anthony jumping the fence in vets and part of race control and split through, which is great to see as well. Getting involved in that side of racing. And a big apology too for that grid. Gritty at that grid. I'll be paying for that on Thursday night, I think. But Anthony, yeah, doing really well in the top 10. Great to see, up one spot. Got a 2.3 second lead on Tom Freeman. It was only lap 7 of 13, so not long to go here. So yep. I think you'll be able to hold this one, I think.
Yeah, we've only got 6.5 laps to go, so not a lot of time for anybody to make any real progress now.
But Damien
still
getting a lot of pressure from Brady Myers now.
Still enough laps to see your race go pear-shaped, but that's for sure.
Definitely. Particularly a track like this, some of these larger curves, throw the car and unsettle it very quickly.
So it looks like Brady's found his feet a little bit and he's settled in. He has made quite a bit of ground on Damien Johnson, but he's also got Adam Briggs right underneath his rear wing as well.
You hear a little bit of sliding going on with the car there.
Yeah, Brady didn't join the server till very late, so he didn't get any real practice in pre-race, so probably paying a little bit of a price for that. Dives up.
Oh, almost gets it done.
Might cost himself a position here.
Stay on board for a second. We can hear the car coming on the side. Oh, a bit on the grass, yep. Briggsy muscles his way through. Oh, contact. I've got a feeling that might have started a bit first on that Briggs pass. He's going to jump back to that on the Supercheap Auto replay. You did see him on the grass, so there's a little bit of contact, not much.
A little bit of return of serve there, but it looks like he's trying to redress this.
Back to live pitches, yeah. I think he's waiting to do that. Briggs sitting behind.
Adam Briggs is not playing ball with that. That's not very sportsman like that one.
Nah. Unless he's got a meatball or something. But I don't think he's... anyway. Concentrate on that battle up front. That's gotten tight again as well. Hobson all over the back of Warboys now.
You're correct, John. He does have a meatball, so that's why he didn't come through. Apologies to Adam.
Yeah, that'll be a good one for race control to deal with. Lucky we're not in that. Definitely very tight contest here, the second and third on the podium. Jordan Ross only 1.1 second up the road. Damien Johnstone still a bit further back. Cam Jones 6 seconds back. I think those boys got held up a little bit in that little battle pack.
Yeah, interesting. Adam ended up with a meatball from that. I wouldn't have expected that. A meatball from that contact. It didn't look like there was a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, that was very interesting. See how that one unfolded. The Hobson now really tucked up underneath Warboys. About to start lap 10 of 13. So these laps starting to wind down pretty quick here now. Of course, another race after this one. We'll be going for 100 Ks, compulsory pit stop. Well, no safety cars. Very intrigued to see if the boys can get through Tamburello as cleanly as they did in lap 1 of this race. Brenton Hobson working really hard here to try and hunt down Blake Warboys in front of him. A couple incidences down the back. We might just have a look what happened to Jaden Russell there based on that call real quick. Jump on the replay. Russell, this is Aquaman or so he's a little bit of an off track on his own there, so not sure what call was for. Go back to live picks. Well, boys, managing to hang on here. You can see Hobson trying to throw everything at him, getting a bit of wheel spin. See how much that costs. But still good battles everywhere. Thomas Freeman's worked his way into the top 10 now. He's up 5 spots. He's hunting down Anthony Visma. He's closed that gap. You can see he's got a few cars within reach in front of him in Gamble Nixon. Brady Myers sitting there in 6th. And Jamie Dyke, he's battling pretty hard here as well, tucked up behind Timmy Mulford. And he's got Troy Maguire, who's up 2 spots. Dave Coleman from Fishy up in 15th, up 4 spots. So a little bit of a sushi train going here. Timmy would definitely feel like the bait with these 4 boys behind him.
Yeah, Timmy, very difficult driver to pass. He really knows where to put the car to stop anybody getting by him. So not doing anything illegal, just putting the car in the centre of the track basically, and not giving other drivers many options to get around. So good defensive driving at the moment from Timmy, but I feel if the gates open, he may lose quite a few.
Yeah, definitely. Those boys definitely chasing the bait. As you can see, Warboys still under a lot of pressure from Hobson. You can see this battle now starting to eat into the lead. It's not take away from the lead that he with Ross. Ross is now out to 2.5 seconds from these two. And John Stone now starting to come into this battle.
Yeah, just over 2.5 laps to go, or just under 2.5 laps to go. So Hobson really looking to put the pressure on in these closing stages.
Got the inside Ryan into the Rivasa. Gets it done. Can Johnson slip through here as well? Four boys. Falls victim for the 2 for 1 there. Was on the curb a bit coming through the variant Alta, so whether he got a little slowdown or just couldn't get the power down coming off the curb.
Yeah, as you mentioned, John, the curbs around here can be absolutely brutal.
A little bit of hip and shoulder there. Both of them. Good panel rubbing, play on. Paint job still on the side of the car, so it couldn't have been that hard. Lap 12 of 13 now, so we're on the penultimate lap. Made a great drive from Hobson here. He'd work his way up 2 spots onto the podium.
Yeah, we know what a competitor Brenton Hobson is, and he always gives 110%.
Always does. Let's have a quick look. Thomas Freeman's had an incident. So, of course, Thomas was doing really well. Tucked up behind Anthony Visma here. We knew he was hunting him down. This is at Tozer. Just off the curb a little bit on the inside. I think he spun himself there. A little bit unlucky. But, luckily, we get to play again. And an incident noted there with Hobson and Warboys. Troy Maguire involved in something going down the order there as well. Let's quickly go to the replay, have a look at that one. It's got to do with Timmy Mulford trying to get himself past. Coming into the variant Alta. That's a fairly easy move to do. I've done that one myself. And Jordan Ross on his last lap, coming through Villeneuve now. He has done very well, got himself out to 4.5 second gap. Doing extremely lucky stuff. Anthony Visma's had an off. We've been following Anthony. Accelerate. He's blown his engine. That is unlucky.
Bad luck for Anthony.
Sitting in the top 10. Very unlucky. And Timmy Mulford's been shuffled back to 13th. The Fishy boys have got past him. These boys continue on here. Hobson coming through the variant Alta. Only 2 more corners to go. A little bit of work for race control still. Blanchy's had a crash as well. Not sure where that's occurred. That's another one up at Tozer. But we'll stay on here board with Jordan Ross here. coming across the line. Take the sprint race. Great drive, Jordan Ross.
Yeah, absolutely dominating drive from Jordan. He was about 0.4 of a second quicker than everyone in qualifying. He's absolutely dominated that race.
Hobson in second, Warboys in third, Johnson shuffled back to fourth, Brady Myers gets himself home in fifth, Cam Jones in sixth, Scotty Gamble in seventh, Connor Nixon gets himself in eighth, Michael Whiting in ninth, Thomas Freeman was in 10th, sorry, Connor Nixon in eighth, Thomas Freeman, Jamie Dyke up 11th into 11th, up 3 spots, up 7 spots, Dave Coleman, great drive from Dave. Tilly Mulford finished 13th, Simon Mesamo up 8 spots in the 14th, Chris Smart, he's going to bring it home at this stage, still going, we're not called too soon. I think he's already through, sorry. So yeah, Smart, Freer was up 22 spots. That's a great drive from Tom. I think he'd be pretty happy with that one. And of course, that being the sprint race, we still have the feature race to come, where the boys will be racing a bit longer, 100 Ks instead of the 60 Ks. So the race will be 30% longer, and we will have a compulsory pit stop, which will change the dynamics of the next race. But Jordan Ross would have to be pretty chuffed with his performance in that one, as we've got a 5-minute warm-up. What we might do, Mark, we might throw to an ad, and then we'll come back and give all the action for the feature race.
There's no arguing that people love their cars.
We weren't arguing.
They talk about their cars, sing about their cars. Some people even look like their car. Whether it's an old car, new old car, fast car, family car, electric car, race car, two-wheel car, no-wheel car, or a car you know's parked around here somewhere. People who love their cars love to tinker with them. Some people tinker big, some people tinker small, some people tinker some degree between those two variables.
Whose voice is that?
And that's where Supercheap Auto comes in. We've been helping people tinker for 50 years. For people like Bill, Lucy, Kevin, other Kevin.
Oi, get off my car!
Didn't catch this guy's name.
It's Kevin.
Not Patrick. He doesn't shop with us. Whoever you are, whatever you drive, we'll help you make it super. Because super is our middle name. Well, technically it's our first.
Really keep an eye on Freer, and I was surprised he got so far.
Yeah, Freer did really well to get that up that far as well. So welcome back. We just got the guys at the moment doing a little bit of a warm-up. I don't think I've got anyone on track for the first time. Jordan Ross is not even on there. So, yeah, we'll just let these guys get themselves sorted. Gives them a chance to have a break. Good talking points. Just been told that there may be some post-race points for Brady Myers from that incident that we saw earlier. Definitely going to be a busy night. I know Briggsy's sitting in the race control waiting room, so that one's not finished with. So looking forward to seeing what's there. Definitely going to be a contested one's going out, which is good. Definitely going to be really contested this second race. I'm really looking forward to seeing who rolls out that strategy of going to sort of pit early, hoping to get track position, get out of the traffic, so to speak. Who's going to carry the long race? And of course, it's unlimited fuel, so they can set their own strategies. And it'd be interesting to see whether we get a safety car. So we didn't get any safety cars in that first race. So there's a bit of race control stuff still coming back through from the last race. So another racing incident was that one.
Yeah, I think we probably would have got a safety car if Anthony Vismer had blown his engine a few laps earlier, but it happened on the last lap, so there was no need to call the safety car out. So yeah, it is possible. There is plenty of runoff here. It's a big, wide track, as you would expect for a Formula 1 circuit. So you usually don't see too many safety cars here, but that first chicane can certainly throw a bit of a mess about, and we may see one, but not sure on fuel burn. 100 kilometres. I'm guessing they can get home on one tank regardless, but there is one compulsory pit stop, I believe.
Yeah, one compulsory stop in this next race. Jai Schultz saying this is hard. Yeah, she's a tough field, mate. She's definitely hard work out there racing in this group.
Well, as you could see during the broadcast, John, there's battle packs from, apart from Jordan Ross, everybody else was involved in a battle, pretty much. So you're always racing someone.
It's great to see in this group, the amount of battling that we see.
Not sure who was the leading driver from the Super 2 series in that race. Didn't pay enough attention to that. Apologies to drivers and viewers. We'll try and work out who that actually was.
Yeah, there was so much action going on. Sitting on board with Michael Schroeder at the moment. His first race that we've seen. Another one coming back as a racing incident with Maguire, Mulford, Mesamo, Delaney, Smart, Freer and Stokes.
Not sure about Connor Nixon if he's a Super 2, but he's done extremely well in that race, finishing well inside the top 10.
Connor might be a can bring that list up and have a look at it. I think Connor is a super. He's in the main draw, I think. Just out of memory. There you go, my list in front of me now. Yeah, so Connor, is in the main draw. Just trying to think. I think Visma was the leader of our Super 2s.
Yeah, but Visma didn't finish, so it could have been
leading it. Yeah.
Craig Schultz.
Yeah, I'd say it'd be Craig Schultz looking at the list. Yeah, Craig Schultz it'll be. Anyway, the boys are gridding up for the feature, so let's have a look at the grid. Bring back some memories. We'll try and work that one out as well. So Jordan Ross on pole alongside Brenton Hobson, a Synergy Sim Racing lockout on the front row. War Boys sitting in P3 from WK&P Sinsport alongside Synergy's Damien Johnstone. Brady Myers in 5th from Trans-Tasman Racing alongside 9.5 Simsports Cam Jones. Scotty Gamble from WK&P sitting in 7th. Connor Nixon from Vermilla Motorsports in 8th. Michael Whiting from Fishy in 9th. Tom Freeman from Fishy in 10th. Jamie Dyke from Fishy in 11th. Dave Coleman from Fishy Motorsports in 12th. And then we move to 13th on the grid is Phoenix Racing's Timmy Mulford alongside Simon Mesmo from 9.5 Sim Sports. And then Synergy Sim Racing Christian Smart in 15th alongside his teammate Tom Freer. Starting in the middle of the pack. Interesting to see what Tom can do there. And then we have Craig Schultz from 9.5 Sim Sports, which is our leading Super 2 driver, I believe. Or Chris Smart's our leading Super 2 driver in there. And then after that on 18th, we've got Blake Delaney, Ollie Patterson from Vermilion Motorsports in 19th, Matty Mascord in 20th. And Platinum Racing's Wayne Sheedy in 21st, Troy Maguire from Fishy Motorsports in 22nd, Josh Drage in 23rd, alongside Bogan Racing's Brad Dobell. And then we got Matty Brunt in 25th from Synergy along LCR's Jay Schultz. Kyle Stokes from Synergy in 27th alongside WK&P's Ash Borella. Good to see Ash up the grid a bit more from where he started. 29th, we have Dave Kirby from Fishy Motorsports, Michael Schroeder from Accelerate Sim Racing in 30th, Funky Miller from Fishy in 31st alongside WK&P's Blair Van Ree in 32nd, Jaden Russell, in 33rd from Synergy alongside SAR's Jason Dunn in 34th, Matty Monday from Fishing Motorsports in 35th, Zach McDonald in 36th. Roll over the page in 37th, we've got Spaghetti Arms Racing Scott McKenzie alongside Adam Briggs covering from the meatball that he got. Then alongside him, on the next row, we've got WK&P's Blanchard alongside Sean Rigby. And then we've got Anthony Visma who had the blown engine, Seb's race control, of course, and Richard Borella is our safety car driver. That is our grid for this one, Mark.
Yeah, Adam Briggs, I'm sure, will be pretty fired up from second last row on the grid. So I'm sure we'll see him make his way through the pack this time. And we've got Tom Freer mid-pack instead of rear of pack this time. So it'll be interesting to see how Tom goes.
And we're about to get going here. Watching the lights. 3, 4, 5.
Ready,
Green flag. We're away. It's like Hobson bogged down a little bit, but a great start from John Stone. He's got the jump on War Boys. Myers at the outside there. Myers getting a great start, sweeping around them all into third spot. We've got a few little incidences down the back.
Got a safety car. It's called immediately.
There's the boys lining themselves up now. I'm just going to go back, try and work out what happened. Bring out that safety car. It's going to go right back. I think we've got a few boys everywhere here. I might just come back on. Briggsy went off as well, so let's start there. All wide's never going to work. Oh, car's in the air. It's going to jump on board. This is the second group at the back. You can see why the safety car's out. Someone up over the fence there. Not sure who that was, but that was in front of this group. Still try and see who's involved. Behind this group here now, so a little bit too far forward. No, right there. Sorry. Try Briggsy again. Looked like Jason Dunn up over the fence. So definitely plenty of action there. We might jump back on the live pictures because I don't think safety car hasn't picked up the leader yet. We've still got guys stuck on the track. It looks like it's Blair Van Rees stuck in the wall and Brad Doble on circuit. So you boys a little bit unlucky there. Might just jump on, if we can jump on the start with Blair. Just watch that again while these guys try and pick it up. And I don't think the boys can pit at the end of lap 1. I think they've got to pit after lap 2. So
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here, John, especially for race control. So wouldn't want to be in their shoes at the moment.
it's going to try and jump on board with Blair Van Ree here. Jump on his nose cam. Now you see, it's never an easy place to start. One in the wall coming back, nowhere to go. In contact and into the fence as well, so a little bit of stuck in the fence there as well. Anyway, that's definitely an onboard view of what the carnage looked like going down the track. Because Richard Borella out in the Bay 21 safety car. I might have jinxed this one tonight. I'm saying it in the break that we didn't have a safety car in race 1. At the moment, we've got Mulford, Brunt, Ross in third. And just checking, everyone has pitted, so they did pit at the end of lap 1. So just going to, so Mulford and Brunt are the ones that haven't pitted yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure that strategy is going to work for them now that the rest of the field has pitted.
Yeah, it's very hard to come back from that. So Myers down 4 spots, but of course got the 2 up front, so he's down 2 spots from his starting position. Tucked in behind War Boys. Coleman's in there as well, so Coleman must have done a fairly light fuel load there. Might just put up the bit timed so we can have a look what everyone's done. Bit timed, so yeah, Jordan Ross was only in for 3.9 seconds, Hobson 3.7. So Freeman 4.8, Johnstone 9.6, Warboys 9.5. So I reckon the boys in front probably didn't take tyres, I'd say, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. They've just got on the jacks and got back down, and that's it. So
it'll be interesting to see how that pans out for them at the end of this one. So have to keep an eye on that. Sounds like the safety car's clearing out.
yeah, well, I mean, they only got 100 metres on their race tyres, so they probably didn't use too much of them up, so it wasn't really any point changing them.
So interesting. See how this one pans out anyway. So Richard Borella bringing the safety car back to pit lane. Tim Mulford's going to lead the pack out. If you reckon the first one was exciting, Mulford's away. Let's see what they do this time. Great just start from Tim there. He's got the jump on everybody. Matty Brunt making a little bit of way for Ross to come through. A great little restart there. But Timmy Mulford in control here. Of course, hasn't pitted. Let's jump on Thomas Freeman. He's up 5 spots already. I'd say keep an eye out on Thomas. Old Matty Brunt there, going a little bit wide, opening the door up. Brady Myers in the middle of this pack as well. This is the battle for the back half of the top 10. Wallboy's a little bit too much curve there. See how it unsettled the car. Shout out to Sean Mack, who's watching as well, and Shane Patterson. There's Myers up the inside of Warboys. Gets the job done comfortably.
Just got a gamble on the blower.
Yeah, let's jump on the Supercheap Auto replay. Have a quick look what's happened to Gamble. It's stationary on that one, so might just go back to Monday. Have a look. No, that's not involving Gamble. And that's one of the fishy boys. I'm not sure what's happened to Gamble to get himself in that situation, Mark.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look at the replay and see if I can pick that one up myself, John.
And Ross has got himself past Mulford now. And Hobson now getting involved in that one. He's tucked right up behind Mulford. Freeman up 6 spots now into 4th. He's starting to pull away from Johnstone. And Brady Myers, man on a mission at the moment. Tucked right up behind Dave Coleman.
Yeah, and I looked at Scotty Gamble's incident and he did it all on his own, so no need for race control to really worry about that one.
Matty Brunt, still one of the guys that didn't pit it. See how the pack has swamped him. Myers here trying to work his way past. Like right up behind, looks for the inside run, a little bit of a lift. It's about live pictures. Yep, Myers. He's got himself past Coleman now, hunting down Johnstone, so little apologies for that. And Thomas Freeman. Right up behind Mulford now. Johnstone with him. Myers is only 2 seconds back from this battle pack. Incident noted with Funky Miller.
Yeah, we've got cars seem to be off track everywhere. Turn 4, and I've noticed a lot of the drivers struggling at regards to 1 and 2 as well.
This is a bit of a battle. As this battle pack here comes down the hill. Gonna jump on with Tom Freer. He's nice, gets past Matty Brunt now. And Delaney and Mesmo tucked up behind that pack now. And another good battle. Connor Nixon, who we mentioned before. He's got Jay Schultz tucked up behind him. This is one of our Super 2 drivers. And Craig Schultz doing really well. Sitting in 7/8. There's some good battles. Thomas Freeman and Mulford. Thomas making the move here. Myers has caught up to this pack now as well.
We've also got Zach McDonald and Adam Briggs crawling back to the pits with manual flags. Adam's just about to reach pit lane.
That was McDonald, and that might just jump back on. Got an off track here for Briggsy. Might just have a quick look at that. That's Briggsy already lost his bonnet on that one. Zach McDonald had an off in the middle there. He's got a blown engine. Working my way back here. Well, Stokes. So not sure what's happened to Briggsy.
Could have been, it was around the time Funky Miller called something in.
Yep,
So
here we go. This is it here, I think. It's there. Looks like Nixon had spun, and yeah, that was a big hit in the end there, and a second hit from McDonald. So, poor old Briggsy, tonight's pinball wizard.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good night for Adam. He'll be bitterly disappointed. He had good pace. Qualified second for on the front row in P2 for the opening race, and then yeah, went pear-shaped from there.
Yeah, it's never much fun when you're involved in an incident in that part of the track where the guys have got a bit of speed about them. And Scotty Gamble, incident on lap 3, won't worry about that one. But Warboy's tucked up behind Jamie Dyke on the outside of the top 10, down 7 spots. It's Blake. Of course, caught out under the pit stops there, where I think he put more fuel and tyres on. A little battle. Thomas Freeman, though, he's up on the podium. Sitting in 3rd for Fishy. Lap 7 of 21, we're only 3rd lap distance.
Yeah, we've basically got another sprint race shootout with no compulsory pit stop, because everybody was able to pit on lap 1, and it's a race, it's a duel to the finish now.
Yeah, definitely seeing some cracking battles. Freeman showing a good bit of pace here. Myers coming with him. And Myers battling it out. I'll be interested to see if these two boys can work together and close that gap down the Hobson.
Yeah, and Damien Johnson's tucked in behind these two too, and Damien's showing some good form and good speed tonight, so he's not out of this at all.
No, definitely a battle to the end, I think. Definitely keep a close eye on this group.
Cam Jones just makes a move on Timmy Mulford. Of course, Timmy's still got a pit, so that strategy of staying out definitely not going to work.
Pay off,
Tim
no.
tonight.
Definitely starting to hurt.
Maybe he's just hoping for another safety car, I'm sure.
And Coleman trying to have a look up the inside through Tozer. All Boys has got himself past Dyke now. see anything with Warboy, so I'm not sure how he dropped back 7 those spots, but anyway. The battle is definitely on. Brady Myers now tucked right up behind the back of Thomas Freeman.
Yeah, looking at the pit stop time, Brady Myers, one of the longest. Connor Nixon was actually 18.5 seconds stationary. Next was Brady Myers with 11.5, and as you said, John, Jordan Ross and Brenton Hobson only stationary for 3.9 and 3.8 seconds respectively.
Not very long at all. These two boys here haven't closed that gap for Hobson, so I think they've been working a bit of track defending as Myers goes through. Nice little overtake to Brady. Yeah, I have to agree with you, Steve Murray, saying he reckons we always took tyres, hence the tyres were colder. Lost a little bit of momentum. As we've just seen the other two that didn't pit, Brunt and Stokes, they're both in the pits now at the moment. Rolling back down the order.
Be interesting to see if Brady can close this gap down to Brenton Hobson now. Although Brenton showed pretty good race pace in race 1. Brady struggling a little bit tonight, but it'll be interesting to just see if he can settle in and just churn out some good lap times now.
Yeah, it would be. Intrigued to see if he can get it done. Definitely pulling away from the Fishy Motorsports car in Freeman behind him. And a drive-through penalty for car 14, Ash Borella. Contact on car 828 on lap 4. Just wind my SDK back. What did Ash done? Two off tracks for him, so I'm not sure which one it is. Oh, we'll leave that one. We'll stay in this battle up here. Jump back on with Jamie Dyke. He's still trying to work his way around Mulford. And Warboys has got himself past Coleman now. Let's see if he can close that 3-second gap to Jones. Like he's taking Coleman and Freya with him here. Tom and Freya are already up 7 spots in this race. He has a look on Coleman here coming to the altar. Doesn't get it done. I was just looking back at Dave Coleman with the white West End Motor Group banner on the car, so big shout out to the team at West End Motor Group, at Too Easy Finance, Parramatta Mazda, Parramatta Isuzu Utes, Parramatta Peugeot Professional, Parramatta City of Vale and Great Wall Motors, Blacktown Mazda, Blacktown City of Vale and Great Wall Motors, a great sponsor who we are very privileged to have as part of the East Coast Series.
Yeah, absolutely. We're blessed with some very good sponsors, and yeah, many thanks to West End Motor Group for their involvement with our series.
Just while sitting on the red Synergy car, a big shout out from the team at East Coast I'll shout out his condolences to Jamie McKnight, who's not racing with us at the moment still. He's been on holidays and his mother has passed away. So Wendy, big fan of Jamie's sim racing and quite well known to be watching a lot of the Vets broadcasts, watching Jamie race. So condolences to Jamie and his family on behalf of the team here at East Coast and the Vets as well. Yeah, we're all thinking of you, mate.
Yeah, well said, John.
We might jump on with Simon Mesmo from 95 Sim Sports. He's sitting in 14th.
Just out of interest, sorry, John, just out of interest, last lap around, Brady Myers was about 0.3 of a second quicker than anybody else on track. So Brady is absolutely going full tilt at the moment.
That gap slowly winding down, just about under 4 seconds again. Another drive through the pit lane penalty for car 31 with contact on 26. So 31 was Kyle Stokes. So we missed that one, I think I had. Sure where that one happened, but anyway. Might be this one here. Might just have a quick look at the replay here from Kyle. I think that might be where the car stopped, stuck behind the tree. He's off the track there, so it looks like that might have been that incident that happened coming out of Tamburello. We did see that one before on the replay. But Brady on fire here. He's taken another 0.2 out of Hobson. They're driving very, very well.
Yeah, Brent. Sorry, John, Brent's still got a good gap here, but Brady just chipping away and might well see him come the end of the race be just on the back of Brent and Hobson.
Oh, Timmy Mulford. Winner Riley with a big lose there. That'll cost him a few spots in a bit of time. Unfortunately, Troy Maguire in the background as well, I think, had a bit of an off as well in that one. Last call. So that last call's now, because someone's DNF'd, has been revoked to a post-race points penalty. As War Boys, there's Tom Freer now tucked up behind him. Said Freer was on fire. Up 8 spots in this one. You can look at the side of War Boys there. And gets the job done nicely. Going into Tamburello.
Yeah, good clean move there.
See if Tom now can close that gap down, which is about 4.5 seconds to Cam Jones. And Brady Myers has got that, doesn't close that gap substantially in the last couple of minutes.
Brenton Hobson, but Brenton Hobson is visually closer now. It's under 4 seconds, so Brady really starting to make some inroads here.
Of course, you can see Brady in his mirrors, I reckon. And Brady can definitely see Hobson. Gives him the target to chase.
And you can see Brady's really cleared out. Once he got past Thomas Freeman, he's been able to make some pretty good ground. So, yeah, like we said, Brady's really got the hammer down at the moment. There's plenty of other good battles down through the pack as well.
Yeah, just looking at the list, there's not some interesting spots to look. Josh Drage, he's hunting down Jaden Russell in front of him. So this is some of our Super 2 drivers.
Christian Smart, Simon Mazzomo, they're in a pretty tough battle.
Of course, both of them up one spot. So of course, both of them are Super 2 drivers as well. There's definitely some great battles in this group. See, we've got Schultz not too far behind. He's under a bit of pressure from Wade Cheaty, so. Smart definitely making Mesmo work for it here.
And Jamie Dyke, only in his second race back with us after a fair bit of time out of the Sem, currently in 10th place. So Jamie Dyke coming back to sim racing with a vengeance. So good to see him having a good night so far.
And Mr. Hobson has a visitor behind him. Brady Myers.
Certainly made that ground very quickly, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely has. And of course, Freeman's closing in on these two as well. So we could have a very interesting finish to this race for the podium. But Brady driving very well. Close that gap down.
Yeah, I think Hobson must have made a pretty big mistake on that lap because his previous lap was a 1:45.286 and Brady Myers was a 1:42.680. And prior to that, Breton was lapping in the 1:42. So.
Oh, that definitely hurts. Definitely hurts. And Damien Johnstone. Tom Free has gotten past in there. Cam Jones is tucked up behind these two as well. There's some great little battles everywhere at the moment. Lap 15 of 21. In the last third of the race.
Yeah, that's evaporated pretty quickly tonight.
There's definitely some good racing out of these lads.
Cam Jones from 956 Sports had a good night tonight. Finished around 5th or 6th spot in race 1 and he's currently in 6th spot in this race as well. So good solid night of racing so far from Cam.
Yeah, definitely starting to become one of these consistent guys as Cam, which has been really good to see. Sort of when he first showed up at East Coast, probably a little bit too much aggression in his driving, but he's now sort of got into this consistent rhythm, which has been really sensational to see, and it's good to see those results are starting to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Cam's a real 11/10 driver. He, like you say, he's pretty aggressive and he loves to drive fast, but sometimes you just need to pare that back a little bit to get the consistent results, as you said, and we're just starting to see that from Cam, which is great to see, and he's in a great team. So, you know, I think he'll really flourish in the 9.5 team.
Yeah, that's what we've been seeing, as he's giving Damien Johnstone the hurry up here. I'll just drop back Michael Whiting, Mesmo. That battle's still going on with this group here. Greg Schultz tucked up behind them as well. Chris Smart. Pick of this as well. Craig Schultz doing extremely well here, sitting in 15th, up 2 spots. Another bloke we haven't mentioned for a little bit, Dave Kirby. He's up 11 spots in 18th. Great drive from Curbs.
Another one to mention is Anthony Visma. He's after he blew his engine in race 1 and starting off rear of grid, he's up 17 spots into 24th. So that's a great effort from Anthony Visma, and Chris Blanchard as well from WK&P. He's up 14. So there's some big movers in the field tonight, John.
Yeah, Scott McKenzie tucked up behind Blanchy there. So these guys are all running together at the moment. Of course, Anthony Visma from Accelerate Sim Racing, one of the new teams that started this season. Great to have them on board. And some other names is going a bit further up the grid again. He's going to jump back on that Freeman battle. Damien Johnstone having a little bit of a sniff here. Don't rule these guys out. These guys are going to fight this one to the end. Myers still tucked up behind Hobson. But as Steve Murray said, Myers was going very hard. He might pay for that a bit later with his tyres.
Yeah, he got to the back of Brent fairly quickly there, but has not been able to do anything since he got there. So maybe he's just trying to give his tyres a bit of a rest after driving so hard to get there, and maybe looking to make a move in the last 3 or 4 laps.
Of course, Ross 5 seconds up the road from those two, so Cam Jones here, he's looking quite racy. Laps are ticking down now, so if you're going to make a move, you've either got to start planning it or you've got to get it done. With those curves at Alta. Definitely unsafe rejoin for 085. Timmy Mulford, I think.
I think that was Timmy Mulford down at Aqua Minerale a few laps ago, and I think his rejoin might have affected Matty Mascord or one of the boys down that end of the field.
Guys, team
Sorry,
orders.
it was Troy Maguire.
Troy Maguire. There you go. Team orders have come in from the boss Macca, telling Cam Jones to get it done before Tom Freer turns up.
I was wondering the same thing, Macca. I knew Freer's coming, but these three here, it's a pretty intense battle, and yeah, I'm not sure that anybody's going to be able to make a move the way they're going at the moment unless somebody makes a mistake.
Yeah, wheel spin there from Cam, trying to get out of Tozer.
Thomas Freeman doing a super job under intense pressure here.
Yeah, not just one, but two pushing him along. That'll box up so we can have a look at that. You can see it's all very tight and close. Might have a little bit of lap traffic coming as well. We'll just stay on board for a second. You can hear how hard it is coming out of some of these chicanes, out of these corners.
Yeah, trying to get the power down nice and neatly, very difficult in some of these corners, especially when you're in a battle pack like that and you're trying to either make a move or stop someone from making a move on you.
We're coming back down the bar slap. Left car getting out of the way there, which is good to see. Tom Frere's now down to 1.7 seconds behind these boys. Mentioned they can see Brady Myers off on the distance. He's still tucked up behind Hobson. Jones throwing everything at it here now. Coming through Villeneuve. Oh, nice defensive drive. Jones forced to go wide. As John Stone protects the inside. You can see the red car of Tom Freer in the background. It's going to say Black Warboys is only second behind Freer as well, so we could have a good little battle here in a lap time. Pit lane penalty for 101 with contact on 121. So that's Anthony Visma with a drive-through, unfortunately. Was doing well in this race. And might just jump up and just quickly check on Hobson. Still got Brady Myers tucked up behind.
A little bit of a touch there from Johnson. Oh, Johnson forcing Cam Jones wide now, so it looked like Johnson had touched Thomas Freeman and sent him off. Thomas recovered.
Just going to let this
Jones gets 2 for 1 here.
Oh. All happening. Through the door. And Hooker's in the background, Freer and Warboys. This is all happening as we start the penultimate lap. Myers has got the flag against his name. I think he's just had a go at Hobson. He's going to stay with this group. I think that was the wheel tracks of Myers there going through. Oh, off track, John Stone. Just managed to hang on to it on the grass, gets loose, he's going to take Warboys with him.
Bad luck for Blake Warboys there, that was really unfortunate.
Just going to have a quick look at Myers before I pick that battle back up, if my mouse works. So just say hello to Myers. I think Myers was having a crack at been a little bit too hot as well. So boys all trying to get it done on the penultimate lap here. John Stone shuffling back down. Smart's now into the top 10. That group's still battling away. Someone stopped there on the side. Hobson has Myers tucked up behind him again. That's about 0.6 back. So these guys might pick it up again. Mesmo and Smart. Something's just happened there. It's happening everywhere at the moment. Just going to quickly go to that one. Mesmo on the grass there. He gets in the Smart. That lets the two fishy cars through. So definitely a lot happening. Now jump back on with Tom Freeman. So he's trying to get himself back heading forward. He's tucked up behind Tom Frere. Tom Frere's been the big winner out of all this, up 11 spots, sitting in 5th. Cam Jones has got away into 4th. Of course, Cam's up 2 spots, started 6th in the last race.
Cam heeded the team boss's orders and got it done before Tom Freer arrived.
And of course, this is the final lap. They've gone quick tonight. I think race control is going to be a little bit busy after this one, though.
Yeah, it all kind of happened on the one lap there. It was kind of brain explosions right through the field there.
But we could see it coming. They were all tightly bunched up. I think the man that's had the easy ticket tonight, though, has been Jordan Ross. He's been up the road with all this going on behind him.
Yeah, it's like he's in James Scott's car tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. Might have to ask that question when he comes in for a chat later. Did he paint James' car orange? Steve Murray saying the boys have been buying sheep stations. But this bloke here has had a very commanding drive. Dominated race 1. Gave him the pole position for race 2. Stayed in front of all the trouble at the start. And has managed to jag 2 from 2. Jordan Ross. Well done.
Yeah, great.
Myers will finish in 3rd behind Hobson. Cam Jones from 95 Sim Sports gets a 4th. That's a great drive for Cam. And then behind him, Tom Freer. Thomas Freeman is going to battle his way back to 6th. Great drive. A little bit of battle here with this is Coleman, Dyke and Delaney. This is the fishy. Coleman gets across in front of Dyke. Great drive from the fishy boys. Wade Sheedy is up 10 spots. That's a great drive from Wade, finishing 11th behind Michael Whiting. I think that's our lead Super 2 driver. Simon Mesmo in 12th, Craig Schultz in 13th, Matty Mascord in 16th, Dave Kirby up 14 spots to 15th. It's a great drive from Dave. Blake Warboys ended up limping home in 16th after that incident. Chris Smart 17th, Scotty Gamble 18th, Connor Nixon 19th, and around out our top 20 we've got Jai Schultz. So Jai saying it was hard work, but he manages to bring it home in the top 20, which I think is a great result. Josh Drage up 21, Blanchy up 17 spots in 22nd. Another full-on night, Mark.
Yeah, there was plenty of action in that second race, especially, them closing laps. We saw all sorts of incidents take place. Massive incidents off the start line as well on lap 1. Dominating night from Jordan Ross. Dominated qualifying, dominated race 1 and dominated race too. So big congrats to Jordan. Brendan Hobson had a great night. Good to see Brady up there on the podium as well. Cam Jones had an excellent drive tonight. Craig Schultz in the Super 2 class, I think, was probably the best driver of the night in Super 2 with 2 consistent race performances. So yeah, like lots to talk about, lots to unpack. Like you said, race control is going to be pretty busy, I think.
Yeah, I think they will be. So just rolling back through a couple of instances here on the replay. Just give everyone a bit of a look. So there's plenty of action going on. It was hard to cover it all. Josh Drage getting the grass and Acton Minerali. Very easy to do. Anthony Visma. This is Alta all together. And let's have another look at that start again if we can. Jump on the chopper and jump a little bit further in the middle of this. I think this is about where it happened. And roll back a little bit further on these guys. So it's one of those corners where 2 or 3 wide's never going to work. Oh, my Blanchard so far back. Let's just sit on Christian Smart here. He looks like he's gotten himself through that first part relatively well. Main Cheat he's gotten through. And Matty Mascord's got himself through as well. So definitely plenty of action for a few of these boys in that mid group. Might just jump on board nose cam here. Just have another look from Jai Schultz's position. So, and we might grab our P2 man in and have a chat while we're talking to him. Mr. Hobson, P2, well done, mate.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you.
Looks like you had to really work pretty hard for that one, mate.
Yeah, I my own worst enemy. I was hunting J Ross down. I felt like I could have caught him actually by the end of it, and gave myself a slowdown at the first chicane, and then gave myself another one the next lap. So went from off his wing and onto Brady's nose just like that. And yeah, I was sort of on the limit from then on just to keep Brady behind. So it wasn't my easiest one, but I had low expectations tonight, so I'm pretty happy with a couple of P2s. It's good.
That's good, mate. It's greeting Mark as well. A little bit of a rough time there with Brady there at one stage.
Yeah, that's just hard racing. That's all right. In the end, didn't cost us anything, either of us anything other than what we already had. So that was fine. He just got in a little hard down into turn 1, I think, and ran me a bit wide and took himself across the gravel. But it probably just goes to show how close we are on the limit down there each lap, trying to get the thing stopped and not go too far. And it just missed it by a tiny bit, and the result ends up being quite big at the other end when you miss it by that much. So no, but that was good. It was a good race with him, and yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah, and you'd also have to be pretty happy about the big battle that was going on behind you there towards the end.
I didn't see it. I don't know what was going on. I was only focused on trying to make sure I hit my own marks for the last few laps there. So it sounds like it was all happening, which is good.
Yeah.
Good for you guys to watch.
Yeah, there was plenty going on. And of course, the other bloke who's jumped in the chat, who I reckon must have just about been asleep there at the end, would have been Mr. Jordan Ross. Well done, Jordan, on P1.
Thanks, mate. I reckon we petitioned to get James to get banned from the series.
Well, Mark did ask the question during the race. Is there any truth to the rumour that you've painted James' car orange?
Shh.
No, it was a cracking drive, mate. You'd have to be pretty chuffed for that one.
Yeah, it was fun. It was pretty boring. I don't know how James, I don't know what. James should get back in the pack sometimes and race some people. I reckon.
Definitely all happening behind you anyway. You all got through that.
Good.
You all got through that start pretty well, which is a good way of doing it. Yeah, that first lap 1 going into turn 1 was pretty epic. What was going on behind you? Anyway, that's
I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah, that's racing. Anyway, so I'll let Hobbo do the shout outs this week since I stung you last week.
Stitched up. No, just all the usual stuff. Thanks to the guys in the team. A few of us in tonight having some fun. A couple of old faces we haven't seen for a while, and of course Jordan for the win. I'll say good job here while it's in public. Thanks to the sponsors, Watercraft Performance Centre, Works Racing Components, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Dr. Epoxy, and all the others. They'll help make the wheels go round. Thanks to everyone behind the scenes with the series to make it run, so we've got something to do on a Tuesday night. And of course, to you good fine selves for putting on a broadcast and entertaining everybody.
Thanks, mate.
That's why we get Hobbo to do it. It's like a pro.
Yeah. He's done it enough times. And so, of course, we have 3 rounds this season of sprint racing. So next week we've got the 2x28 format at Belle Isle. Thoughts on that one, boys?
I might make sure that I'm not here.
Yeah, we'll see how we go, eh?
I think there's probably a fair chance we may see a safety car or two on that one.
Yeah.
There's a fair chance that I'll be the one that causes it.
Looking forward to seeing what everybody can do with that. Like Brady's not going to jump in and have a chat, so not sure what the go is there. And we might just start off by saying a big thank you to you again, Mark. Been making sure I battle it through the last couple of weeks, which has been very much appreciated. Thank you to Hobbo and Jordan for jumping in, having a chat, and of course all the other drivers. Without them racing, we wouldn't be able to put on such a good broadcast. I'd like to thank our race control boys and the admins for the league as well. I think, as you said, it's what we do on Tuesday night. Actually, Brady's come to join us. And we'll have a quick chat to Brady in P3. How'd you find that, Brady? Hard work?
Yeah, hard work. Just wasn't enough for Fabo and Jordan, but yeah, still good fun. Good fun to race around this track. Really like it.
Yeah, Hobbo sort of allowed you to close him up pretty quick and sort of turned that into a really exciting battle there in that second race. Yeah, how are you finding East Coast, being one of the new drivers to the league? Or you're a rookie?
Yeah, it's been good. Good to do something different of a weeknight. Just change the formats up, and yeah, been really enjoying just doing something different for a change.
That's good, mate. That's good. We're glad you're enjoying it. It's a pretty good league. The competition's pretty good. There's battles like 41 cars on track tonight, and there was basically battles all the way through the grid. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just a quick shout out to everyone at TTR, Veteran Racing School, and you guys for the broadcast. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for that. And I'll ask the same question I asked the other boys. Thoughts on doing 2 28-lap races at Belle Isle next week?
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Love it.
Bring on the carnage.
Love the enthusiasm. And yeah, so on that note, as I said, I thanked Mark already. And thanked everybody else. So on that note, we'll wrap her up for the evening. We'll be back at 10 to 8 next week at Belle Isle, as it's written in the chat, in the calendar, the Belle Isle Bash. So we'll be looking forward to seeing what the boys can do there for 2 28-lap races. And of course, a big thank you to everyone again for watching. Right all.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, John. Cheers.
Thank you all.
Cheers to the drivers. It was a good night tonight. Some good racing. So look forward to next week.
No worries.
Thanks.
Not all.
Yeah.
Thanks,
There's no
boys.
arguing that people love their cars.
We weren't arguing.
They talk about their cars, sing about their cars. Some people even look like their car. Whether it's an old car, new old car, fast car, family car, electric car, race car, two-wheel car, no-wheel car, or a car you know's parked around here somewhere. People who love their cars love to tinker with them. Some people tinker big, some people tinker small, some people tinker some degree between those two variables.
Whose voice is that?
And that's where Supercheap Auto comes in. We've been helping people tinker for 50 years. For people like Bill, Lucy, Kevin, other Kevin.
Oi, get off my car!
Didn't catch this guy's name.
It's Kevin.
Not Patrick. He doesn't shop with us. Whoever you are, whatever you drive, we'll help you make it super. Because super is our middle name. Well, technically it's our first.